Hi, everybody. We're Mark and Romy. It's been a couple weeks since we've been together, and so I feel like it's been forever. I've missed you guys. I hope you had an amazing Christmas and New Year. We're just going to do a little bit of recap tonight, and then I want to talk about some tap reading and what that means, and give you some little ideas of how you can do that, and how it will help you and your team to be able to implement that a little bit. So, but before we start, I want to take a few shares. So one of the shares that I want is, I want somebody to share your favorite way of using lavender that is maybe out of the ordinary. Who wants to go?
Hello?
Hello, this is Iris. I burn myself when cooking all the time, and I have a bottle of lavender sitting right there that I use and never feel any burns at all. So there.
Awesome.
Very good.
Anybody else?
I have one.
Okay.
This is Crystal.
Hi, Crystal.
I use it for like an aftershave, like after I shave my legs and bikini line especially. It's a wonderful aftershave with some fractionated coconut oil.
Cool. Very cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
And Cindy says to stop hiccups. That's good. That's a good one. I haven't heard of that one. I heard peppermint, I think people use for hiccups.
So do you put it under your tongue for hiccups, or just sniff it, or what? Where'd Cindy go?
Inhale.
Oh.
Inhale it. Very good. Thank you. Okay, so I want your favorite oil story of the year. Something that was just like, oh my gosh, this was awesome. One of my favorite things about doing doTERRA as a business is to have someone call me and say, oh my gosh, this was awesome. This is what happened. So I want to hear one of those stories.
I really have.
Go ahead, Iris.
Okay, I have to tell about LaTerran's protocol on my arm. I'm a stroke survivor, and in March she used Wintergreen, frankincense, balance, eucalyptus, basil, aroma touch on my arm. One treatment, and my hand that used to be like kind of like this is now like this. I still do the treatment every couple of weeks, and I have gotten a lot of my stroke surviving friends to do it too, and it is amazing.
Neat. How cool is that? So how long has it been since you didn't have that kind of motion with your hand?
Since March. And I'm a 31-year stroke survivor. So it's been tight for 31 years.
31 years.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Really cool.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there was somebody else.
Okay, so this one is to you, Romy, because you've always told me that wintergreen and marjoram are really good for pain. And I used to think, no, it doesn't work. But when I got pneumonia last February and I hurt down the whole side of my neck from coughing, that's what I put on my neck. And you were so right. That stuff is amazing together.
Nice.
Yes.
Very cool. Yeah, that new wintergreen especially is I really like the new wintergreen better than the old wintergreen. It seems to work better for me in that sense. So I use Wintergreen now way more than I used it before.
I wasn't a fan of the new wintergreen smell, so that's why I never wanted to try it. But after I did that, then I'm with you. I use the wintergreen a lot.
Yeah. Are we still okay with the connection, Kenzie? It says we're unstable.
Yep, you're stable, Romy.
Oh, I don't know about that. Okay, I want a business story. So somebody that joined your team and it doesn't have to be hard rank, fast rank, anything like that. I just want a story of someone that joined your team that had like an aha moment, something that was just like, oh, this is so cool.
Can I go?
Yes.
Okay, so my name is Janet, and I am new to doTERRA since September only. So I've been using oils for a long time, but new to the purity of doTERRA. And I shared the oils with a friend of mine. Her name is Stephanie. She's on my team now. For her son, who is having some behavioral problems at school. And I said these may help. And she tried Intune with I gave her some Bedivere as well. And as long as he uses it in the morning, we're trying to get the teacher to put it on it in the afternoon twice a day. And as long as he has it in his diffuser or on his skin, he's good as gold. So that's purely why she joined. So
awesome.
That's it. Thank you.
Very cool. Good job. Welcome to the family.
I have a good business story.
Okay.
Okay, so this is Holly, and we had a yoga practice join our team like 3 years ago. And we had always talked with her and said, hey, you're sitting on a warm market and all of this, let us come and teach some classes for you, and, we'll get a team started under you. Well, she never really responded to that, and we kind of let her go for a year and then reconnected again, and she was just using the oils. Well, I did some tap rooting and just started a relationship with her. I asked her, hey, what are you thinking about the business? And she was like, you know what? Not right now at all. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. Don't talk to me about it. And so I went strictly personal, non-doTERRA with her, and just kept checking up on her. And finally, like a week and a half ago, out of nowhere, I mean, we were engaged in personal conversation. She says, Holly, I'm ready to do it. And now she's like freaking gangbusters. We had a meeting. We've had 2 meetings in the last week and a half, and she had 3 people at her business building meeting today, and like she's ready to go. So it's just a testament to being patient, and like you were always talking about, Romy, maintaining that personal relationship so that when they're ready to say yes, you're right there and already in a relationship with them.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you.
Way to go.
That's very cool. We are going to talk about the monthly promotions at the end when we're all done. So it will be, don't let me forget. So we're going to do that when we're done. So Mark's going to do a little bit of the recap, and then we're going to move into the tap rooting part of it.
Happy New Year, everybody. So I'm going to throw out some numbers. And the main thing I want you to know about these numbers is that whether you're new or been in a couple years or 5 years or whatever, these numbers are nothing. The numbers aren't possible without you guys. It's not what Romy and I did. It's what all of you did and all of our family did. So the biggest one, and it's one we don't talk about a lot, but Rockstars as a whole, we did over $12 million in OV this year. And And I don't want anybody thinking if you're new or old or whatever, that's not, I'm not saying that to brag or anything else, and it's nothing, has nothing to do with our paycheck, because we're just like you guys. We get paid 7 levels. We have 22 levels. So the main thing to us is that $12 million means is that we have people throughout the team that are making more now than they've ever made in their lives. Their lives have totally changed because of doTERRA, not only because of the products, because they're doing a business, and their lives have changed drastically financially. And that's what's important to us. We look at that number and we just think, wow, this person and this person and this person, and look at their lives now compared to where they were a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever. It's amazing and so powerful to us to be able to see you guys' lives change the way that we've seen them change. So that's the main reason that we even bring up the money thing. It's just amazing to us what has happened there.
So as a point of encouragement for that, because we talked about whether we were going to talk about that number in particular, because some people that could be a hang up for them, and some people that could be used as an encouragement. So my very first class that I went to was, there was a lady that stood up and she talked about having that her team volume was $100,000. And for me, that was very, it was very motivating for me. It was very inspirational for me. And it really helped me to be able to have like that point of contact to be able to say, wow, if this person can do that, then it's possible for me. So the main reason that we share that is that if we can do this, then this is something that is possible for you as well. So use it as a point of reference, as a point of contact, as a point of credibility, and to know that this was all you, and eventually your team will do the same thing if that's something that you so desire. So
well, just take a minute and think of how many people's lives were changed with $12 million. And we're a small team. We have about 28,000 now. We're a small team in doTERRA. I was talking to, are we still okay, Kenzie? We're saying we're unstable. You've been drinking that coffee for a long time.
I'll go refill it in a minute. You're good.
Okay.
Okay. But I talked to some people at the GoPro event. We're a very small team compared to some of the teams in doTERRA. And that's our goal too. I mean, just think when we get to where our yearly OB is 50 million or even 100 million. I mean, we want to get there because that means all of you are going to get there too. And just think how many lives are going to change when that happens. So, and on that line, so we had over 10,000 new members this year, and that's all you guys. That's amazing. That's an amazing number. We're right close. We're between 600 and 1,000 every single month after month after month. So you guys are doing an awesome job of spreading the word and helping people, and that's just amazing. So we got, now I'm going to go into the ranks. So as of January 1st, so now we have 65 silvers in Rockstars. We have 21 golds, 6 platinums, 7 diamonds, and 2 blue diamonds. So hats off to all of you, and also all the managers and elites and executives, and it's amazing what's going on with the ranks. This month we put 6 new silvers on the bus. You can look at the other stats in Rockstars, but we had a lot of rank advancements this month. So The frankincense promotion is still going through the 15th of January, so that's going to be a big deal for us again. So that's about all I have. Those are the stats for the year. So you guys did a great job. Congratulations and thank you.
So one of the things that I wanted to just talk about really quick is I don't know if all of you paid attention to what was happening at the end of the month in Rockstars. So all the congratulations and the cheering each other on and all of that. And so that's something that I look forward to all the time, because it's so cool. To me, it's cool to be able to see how much you guys love each other and how much you guys cheer each other on. And it doesn't matter that someone ranked up and they're not on your team. What matters is that someone ranked up in Rockstars and you guys are the first ones in there to cheer them on. And there was somebody that, and I can't remember the name and I'm so sorry, but someone that made manager, and it was an awesome recognition. I mean, it was so cool. And so I want you to know that it's not just that you don't have to make silver to be of importance on the team. Having that recognition for manager, when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, I love that leader took the time to recognize her leader to make manager, because once that it was just super cool. So if you guys feel like you want to do that at the end of the month, please don't think that your leaders and the people on your team have to be a certain rank before you can recognize them. All recognition is important because all ranks are important on the team. And it allows all of us to be able to recognize and celebrate everyone on the team, because everyone holds a really important place. So I hope, I mean, we talk about that a lot. I hope that you guys all know that we're not just blowing smoke. This is something that is really important to me, to make sure that everyone feels valued on the team. So, and that will lead into the taprootting part. So, the taprootting and the relationship and the community in Rockstars, I think, is really what makes Rockstars special. It makes you guys set apart and more special. And it's not just because I'm your leader. I'm just telling you. I have other leaders that comment on how special you guys are. You're different, and being different is good. So as you I lost my train of thought. So the main thing as we move forward in this is to make sure that you're building relationships with the people on your team. So there's some people that may think, well, I didn't enroll that person, so I shouldn't be reaching out to that person. And I don't agree with that. So I encourage everybody that comes onto the team, anyone is encouraged to send me a friend request. I want everyone on the team to know that they can come to me. And so when I very first started, I would have the people that I enrolled, and then I would tell them, as you enroll, please make sure that you connect me with your people. And some people want to do that and some people don't want to do that. And it's still personal preference. This is still your business. If you choose not to do that, it's totally your choice. But I will tell you that the leaders that feel like they want to be independent and don't want to include their team in a community, and it doesn't necessarily have to be Rockstars, but they do need to include their team in some kind of a community, they end up struggling a little bit more because they are on their own. As you're part of a team, then that helps you to build your business as a team. You're not alone then. You're not a lone ranger trying to figure all of this out on your own. You've got help, and that's what the team aspect is in that. So it's important to get to know your graphic tree intimately. when I first started, I lived on my graphic tree when it was just Lateran and me. I would go into my graphic tree every single day, and I would look at the graphic tree and I would envision where I needed people and how it was going to build, and when I brought somebody else on, where they were going to go. And it was just that visualization part of it. But when you do that, then it helps you to recognize, oh my gosh, there's somebody new on the tree. So as it starts to grow, that gives you an opportunity to be able to watch what's happening on your tree. Some people will be consumers, and it will just be your regular purchases. And then all of a sudden, you're going to see somebody, I guarantee, you're going to see somebody on your graphic tree that is exploding. So that's where you want to make sure that you're making sure that their leader is engaged, for one thing, because sometimes people will bring people onto the team. They're either don't know how to be a leader yet, because everybody can be a leader if they want to be a leader. And believe it or not, even people that suck at being leaders are still leaders. It's influence, and you can have positive influence or you can have negative influence. So the main thing is to make sure that your influence is positive, and it's loving, and it's kind, and it's serving. And it's all about serving. Always, always has been, always will be about serving. So that's number one out of everything. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. You guys are frozen, so I'm having a hard time seeing. I'm trying to gauge if you guys are hearing me. So I'm having a hard time tracking what's happening. So what I did in the beginning, and what I still do today, is that what is happening and what brought this up is that I had a situation a couple of weeks ago where a girl didn't know anybody on her team. No one. The only person she knew was the person that enrolled her, and that person disappeared. So she didn't know where she belonged. And to me, that's really sad. And in the beginning grew, I had extreme anxiety because I knew that the team was becoming so big that it was not possible for me to take care of everybody anymore. And so what's important is that if everybody pays attention to their graphic tree and everybody pays attention to what's happening on their team, then hopefully we're still going to have people that are orphans. We're still going to have people that, we drop the ball on and they feel like they don't belong or they feel lost, because that's just life. I mean, stuff happens. But if we do this a little bit more on purpose to make sure that people are better taken care of, and we're being more on purpose of seeing what's happening, then we will hopefully prevent some of those situations from happening. So the philosophy of the taprooting is that you want to have a strong front line and you want to have a strong fourth line. So as you're placing people, I try not to place below levels 4, but it doesn't, that's totally your prerogative. But I try to make sure, as you're looking at it, you want to make sure that you have strong fourth level and strong top level. The reason behind that is if you have a strong fourth level, you've got all this volume that goes down below them. That makes sure that the people above the fourth level will be engaged, because whether they're building a business or not, if they're placed in a qualified order, they're going to get a check. So that's a whole nother conversation. Some people have great heartburn about that, and some people don't. To me, it doesn't matter. It's none of my business if somebody gets a check and they haven't done a dang thing for it. That's just the way it is. As long as I'm doing my job, doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. And so we need to make sure that we stay in our own backyard when it comes to that kind of stuff. Don't worry about that other stuff. The main thing is that it builds you a really firm foundation if you tap root deep. So it's not only people are taken care of, but it goes back to the celebrating of people in their business. So when you have relationships with the people on your team, that allows you to be in the arena of their success. And to me, that is one of the coolest things about doing this. I have relationships with people that are all different levels on the team. I love those people, and and I wish that I could have a relationship with everybody like that. And it's not just your responsibility to be able to have that relationship. They need to reciprocate. And same way with you guys. If you want a relationship with somebody that's in your upline, by all means, build that relationship on purpose. Reach out, build the relationship, and make sure that you have the relationship with the people, cross line, up line, down line, all of that. Does that make sense?
You need somebody to tell you yes?
Yes, please. I need a nod.
I nodded.
All I see is frozen faces. I'm like, okay, I need to know.
Laura Soane's arm must be tired. She's had her coffee cup like this for like a half an hour.
I know. I'm looking at Laura and I'm like, Laura, nod. Something.
Laura.
Smile.
Are you there, Laura? You're frozen.
So,
I love everything you're saying, and I agree completely.
Thank you.
Oh, she is alive.
Validation.
I thought you just put some fake picture up there with your coffee cup like this.
That's a good idea.
So, I think that really, to me, the taproting is really, really important business-wise, but most important is relationship-wise. And your life will be so enriched if you do this on purpose. I promise you. Your business will be completely different. Your business will be more fun. It will it'll have a different kind of meaning for you, rather than just getting out there and running for a rank and the day-to-day actions of building a business, because then it turns your team into a relationship, and it really is a partnership. Then you all get to work together. So there's times where, come the end of the month, and you're qualifying for bonus, or you're qualifying for your rank, or whatever. You need to be able to do some finagling with whatever you need to do. If you don't have a relationship with the people that are on your team, it's going to be really difficult to do that. And when you have those relationships, then you get that heart investment. And so for me, that's what makes it this fun, is because I have a heart investment. It's not a matter of me going for a rank. And honestly, I'll be honest. I have said I'm going for Presidential Diamond. I can't tell you how many times I've said that. And I go gung-ho, and I'm ready to go presidential. And it's like, I lose my juice like really fast, because going for presidential for me just doesn't do it for me. But when I look at what happens to everybody's lives when they start to advance, and your guys' dreams start to come true, and you get those aha moments, and you start to believe in yourself, and you start to believe in your dreams, and start to believe that you deserve better, and that you're okay to want a good life, and it's okay to see and a legacy for your children, and to make changes and all of that. That's what gets my juices flowing. So I am like, I'm still going for Presidential Diamond, but it's in a different way. It's more of a strategy aspect of things. It's not, I don't do business because I'm going for Presidential Diamond, if that makes sense.
The big thing about that is when we think about now about going for presidential, we don't think about us being presidential. We think about there's 5 people below us that their lives just changed, and then there's so then there's like 15 or 18 people below them that their lives just changed. So all of a sudden you've got, when you hit Presidential Diamond, you got about 50 people whose lives just changed drastically. And so that's what we think about when we think about presidential. We don't, I mean, it's great to have the bigger check and everything else and have the title and all that stuff. But to think back of how many people's lives are going to change immediately when you hit Presidential Diamond, that's what drives us.
And the taproting part helps that. It helps that. So Laura Sohn is deep on us. Iris is deep on us. Amy is deep on us. And I'm naming these names. Holly, you guys, the people that are here regularly, you guys are deep on us. And we love you guys. And we are so excited to watch you guys succeed and to be able to be there if you need something to help you to succeed. And if we did not do taprooting, we wouldn't even know you. Does that make sense?
There are Presidential Diamonds that I guarantee you don't know people on their 8th level and are not have a relationship like we have with you guys. I guarantee you that there's a lot of Presidential Diamonds like that. Well, there's not a lot of Presidential Diamonds, but there are Presidential Diamonds like that, trust me. So like Romy says, it's very important to go deep. We would love to know everybody on our team. It's quite impossible, but we'd love to do it.
So there's logistics that go along with this, and I'd be happy to answer your questions here. We can do it on another one that another Zoom that will go into even more detail. I can do visuals if you want, but it really is pretty basic. If you watch your graphic tree, you watch the activity, track your volume, track the volume of each leader that you have, and if you're tracking your volume, you're going to see that something's happening. And so that's where that comes into play. So Tracy Kennebeck was my first actual dig deep taproot kind of thing before I even knew what taprooting was all about. And she'll be the first one to say that the crazy lady from Utah contacted her and said, how can I help you? And so, but it was because I was aware of what was happening on the team, and I was aware of the volume. I was watching Holly, and so it was at that time the team was small enough where I was able to, it was very, very obvious something was happening. And so I wanted to give you a little script of what I do, because this isn't something that I want you to get in and usurp your leader's authority, because I believe in the authority aspect of things. You never want to overstep the actual leader in there. So when I reach out to people, I recognize that they have a leader, and I will say, I know you have a leader. They are helping you, and I know that you're getting everything that you need. So you always assume good intent. Always assume that they are already getting what they're needing from their leader. But then you step in and say, I am just coming in and offering extra support for you in case you can't get a hold of your leader. If there's something, if there's something that you think that I can do to help you, I just want you to know that I'm available. And that's it. You can get in and you can talk about their family. and build that relationship like Holly was talking about a little bit earlier. There's different ways that you can make yourself available without making it look like you all of a sudden are their leader. You are extra support. You are not their new leader. So that's really, really important. We don't want to take away the privilege of that person's leadership role, because then they don't get the fun either, and the growth and everything that goes along with that. I think that's what I have. Anybody have any questions? I feel like I'm rambling, so somebody ask a question.
Can I give a few thoughts I have on taprooting?
Yes, please.
Actually, was just talking to Chrissy Bennett, one of my leaders. We were just talking about this. Yes, she just hit gold. Yay, Chrissy. But yeah, that's something that we find very important on our team. It's something that I definitely use a lot before I even know it had a term, taprooting. But sometimes also I think a good way to look at it is sometimes not your leaders and your goals don't always line up, and you might be super excited and pumped and ready to go. And you always have to meet people where they're at. So maybe your leaders aren't gung-ho with you at that moment, or on the same page with you. So reaching out and helping people on their team, anybody who on their team's interested in the business, and helping them and getting them growing and exciting, that can light a fire that can spread in all directions. And so that can help the leader above them that's under you get more excited and all kinds of stuff. So, and then you're giving them the support that maybe the person in between is just not there ready to give them right then and there too. So I love taprooting. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
I agree.
You do a great job of that. I mean, you're good at lighting fires under people, and your team. I mean, Romy and I have talked about this many times. Your team is special as well. I mean, it's one of the great teams that make up rock stars. The camaraderie and the friendship that you guys have together, and the stuff that you do, you can tell you're all going for a common goal. There's nobody's going this way and that way, and everybody's pushing ahead for one common goal, and that's for the whole team to succeed. And we've noticed that, and it's really, really great to see.
Aw, awesome. I love our team.
And the cool thing about it is that that attitude and the relationship and the community really is spread throughout Rockstars. If I would start naming leaders that have the same kind of thing, but I would end up forgetting, and then I would be in hot water. So it's a very common thing that's happening in Rockstars, and I believe that that's one of the things that makes Rockstars so special, is because there are so many teams like that, where people are working together, they're having fun together. It's, it is that goal, but some people are working on different levels, but they're still in there and just having fun together and loving each other and serving each other. And so it just makes it fun. Not everybody dances on the counter, but
who are you talking about?
Don't tell her I said that.
I think she's listening in. Oh no, she tried to get in but couldn't get in. She sent me a message, but she'll have fun watching this later. I have a couple leaders who like dancing on the counters. I don't know.
Yeah, that's funny.
I think you have a couple of golds that are good at that.
Yes, both of my golds.
Yep.
But what Laura was saying about lighting a fire with the people above, if they're not quite ready, I have seen that happen over and over and over again, where someone is deep, that starts to rock and roll, and the people, the leaders above them just aren't ready. And all of a sudden they see the potential, and that is what gives them the aha moment. And then they start working. So it's very, very beneficial to do that. So, anybody else?
I'll say
Okay.
I need to do more tap rooting.
What's that?
I said I just need to do more of it. So that's on my plan for the year for sure.
Yeah. Well, and I think that we all need to just do that. And just, like I said, just do it on purpose. I mean, just start with just a few at a time, and just on purpose. And just make friends. Be friends with your team. Super, super important.
Well, and what Romy was saying too about the graphic tree and just getting really deep into that graphic tree and studying and watching it all the time. She watches pretty much every one of you through that graphic tree all the time. There's been times when somebody didn't realize how close they were to getting a new rank. And Romy says, oh my gosh, they're like this far away. And she'll call them and say, do you realize that? And they've said, no, I didn't know that. And then they get in there and look at their tree and they go, wow, that's all I have to do and I can be the next rank. And that's happened on more than one occasion. And at a pretty good size rank too. So you need to get in there and just know what's going on your own team.
Everything is on purpose.
No questions? Come on.
I would like to see a sizzle just on the visuals you were talking about and everything.
Okay.
Go deeper into this tap rooting, because it's not a term I hear very often. I only hear it when I listen to you too.
Okay. I'm having serious computer issues, and I was gonna try and do some visual stuff, but I was about to lose my mind. This whole last week, I've been about ready to lose my mind because I just can't get on, and it's like, ugh.
I've been like this all week.
I was venting to Kenzie a little bit earlier. It's like, oh my gosh, this is bad.
So I'll work all this week drawing some stickman pictures.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, we'll come up with something a little bit more specific, so it gives you that visual and help you out.
I have a question.
Okay.
So when you're tap rooting, because I know I was really surprised at one of my girls' volume for last month. And it wasn't like the first line to look at. And I was like, where on earth is this other volume coming from? And I was like, whoa, what is happening? Like, and none of them are builders. They're just using oils like crazy and jumping on, incentives and stuff like that. And so, but most of the people on that line are complete strangers. And they're just out there by themselves. Like, they don't have a team. They're just kind of in these random spots. Like, what do you say to them? Like, when you're just like, oh my gosh, like, you're using oils, are they all for yourself? Are you sharing? Have you, like, what do you, or do you look for mostly like builders, or do you look for everybody?
Oh no, that's really, when I start doing it, that's really what I see. Because when you're looking at volume and they are a complete stranger, you have no idea what the mindset is of that person. They could just be buying all kinds of the oils for their families or, you know, whatever. So it really is a matter of just taking that butterfly out of your throat and just, you know, just
ask them exactly what you just said.
just bite the bullet and call them or send them a message, just, you know, introducing yourself to them and just ask them questions. I noticed, you know, this is what that you're purchasing oils, and I just want to make sure that you have all the information that you need in order to best utilize your wholesale account, and that you know how to use all the oils that you have. Do you have someone that you're working closely with? If you don't, I just want to make sure that you know that I am here if you need help. So it is, and a lot of it is just pray about it before you reach out. And I mean, that's what I do, is you just kind of, I pray about it, and I just ask for what the words that I need for each specific person.
And if it's like you say, like they're out there kind of all by themselves or whatever, and they might have been introduced to the oils and are using the oils like crazy. Maybe they don't know about the opportunity. So, or just you having the interest in them may strike up that desire in them to pursue it as a business. So you never know.
But the main thing is to make sure that they don't feel out there all by themselves, especially what you're talking about. If they are out there all by themselves, that's an orphan. And we do not want orphans. We want people that feel connected. Let them know that they are part of a community that really cares about what's happening with them, not just with their oils, but they have joined a community. And it's a community that cares about them. And then you move into the oil education. And, you know, if they don't respond and reciprocate with oil information and questions and stuff like that, Facebook is awesome for that. And there's some people that don't utilize Facebook for business, and that's totally fine. And some people make fun of me for being a stalker, but before I reach out to somebody, I go to their profile and I go and I see if they have kids. I see what they're posting about. I see if they're talking about oils on Facebook. I see what their friends are talking about. And that gives me a little bit of background to see how I can strike up a conversation with them. I had a couple of years ago when Shane died, I had this person send me a Facebook message about their opportunity. And it was like, are you freaking kidding me? It's all over my Facebook page that I have a death in the family. There's bad stuff happening in my life, and you're sending me a business opportunity in my Facebook message. So for me, it's like, before you reach out to a complete stranger, make sure you go to their page and in their life, so you can speak to what's happening in their life, not just reach out cold and expect them to reciprocate in kind. I have certain hot spots, in case you didn't know that.
Easy, girl, easy. Any questions?
No, but I have a comment. That's a good hot spot.
Okay.
That's a very good hot spot. People should pay attention to that.
Yes. We want to be sensitive to people's lives. Everybody has stuff that happens in their lives, and we want to be very sensitive to that. And we are in this business to help and serve people. The oils are just a tool. So really our purpose in there is to be able to serve them with where they're at and to meet them where they're at. And we can't do that if we don't know what's going on in their life first.
What are we giving away tonight, Kenzie?
Wait a minute, we have to talk about promos first.
Oh, yeah. We almost forgot. I did.
Cresta, you're on.
Okay, so first of all, I have a question for every single one of you that's on this call. Is this month like the best month ever to be building this business? Like seriously, by a show of hands, yes? Holy crap, you guys. Okay, so Romy asked me to go through the promotions for this month. And I've been doing this for 4 years. I've been through a January 4 times now, and I have never seen them be so unbelievably generous with promotions. So I'm super, super excited. Firstly, they extended free frankincense until the 15th. So with every 200 point order, you get free frankincense up to 4 per account. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. On top of that, from January 1st through the end of February is the New Year, New You promotion, which if you're not familiar with that, basically every class that you teach, whether it is live, local, or online, you register them with the New Year, New You calendar and get a little code. And so for everybody that newly enrolls this month and February with you, with a 100 point order, and then they place a 100 point order in February on LRP, then they will get $100 in credits to spend on whatever they want, which is fantastic. So the next one is what has me just jacked up because it is so awesome. So it's called Ring in the New Year, and they have never done the Jasmine and Rose promo this early in the year, but they are doing it now, but with the addition of the Aspire oil and the One oil, which if you attended convention in 2014 or this year, that's where we get those oils, was at the gala celebration. So if you enroll 4 new wellness advocates between now and February 28th, then you can earn the Aspire oil. If you enroll 6, then you can earn the One oil. If you enroll 8, you can get Jasmine. And if you enroll 10, you can get Rose. If you enroll 20 by the end, so 2 whole months, guys, like seriously, not hard, you can get all 4 of these oils. So my husband absolutely loved the Aspire oil when we got it at the gala. And first thing, January 1st, we're getting up and getting moving for the day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're never going to believe what promotion is running right now. And he goes, all I can say is you better get your crap together and get 4 enrollments so that I can have that oil. So I'm like, okay. But anyway, I'm super excited. So many of us are doing a lot of business planning and starting different challenges for our teams. And so having these 2 promotions running together is just really, really cool. So there you have it.
Awesome. Thank you. Kenzie, are you there?
I'm here. And I forgot to get the giveaway ready and make a post, but I reached my hand in your large box I have over here and pulled out a balance. So we're giving away a balance. And the winner is Jackie. So Jackie,
Jackie.
your address.
Applause.
We're going to have to do it. I'll clap for you, Jackie. Cool.
So Jackie, if you'll send Kenzie your address, your mailing address, then she'll get that to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You betcha.
Yay. Sorry, I've been trying to put kids to bed in the middle of the call. It's been kind of crazy.
We're just glad you're here.
Well, every time it's a giveaway, you just have to walk out of the room. Maybe that'll be a lucky deal.
Yeah, have 4 kids that don't want to go to sleep. Yes, let's
Yeah.
balance will be awesome for these kind of nights.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll stop the recording and we'll hang tight if you guys